What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide, and today we're going to be taking a look at a film from 1975 directed by Raymond Danton, and that film is all killer, no filler. We got Psychic Killer. Oh my god, this is a beautiful presentation put out by Vinegar Syndrome. I picked this up at the Vinegar Syndrome table probably either at Shock Stock a couple years ago or the drive-in when they played Pieces and Evil Dead and all that stuff. That was an amazing experience as well, but amazing slipcover. Multiple artworks you can display your copy with. This one's pretty decent. Kind of reminds me of Bill Sienkiewicz, I believe, was the artist. He did some work with the RZA on one of his Bobby Digital albums. And then this is probably my favorite artwork of it. Kind of reminds me of like a Fulci zombie kind of dude, but really awesome stuff. This movie, if you've never watched or heard of, you might be able to find it under the title Carillion Effect. So definitely check out all your favorite websites and stuff like that. See if you can find a copy of it to check out, because this movie deserves to be watched. Personally, I never heard about it. I bought this on a whim. I think it was 2 for $30 or 2 for $40, where I picked up Psychic Killer and I picked up another movie called The Killing Kind, which I've yet to watch. But it also is like, you know, same deal, slipcover, crazy special features. So I actually watched all the special features on this movie after I watched the film. So let me get into the film real quick. So it's all about this guy who's in this mental institution, and you know, he's throwing a fit and all that stuff. Like, he wakes up out of a dream throwing a fit, and the next day he's moved into a new unit where he meets this guy who's got like he's got this weird thing where his first thing he says is, "I killed my own daughter because she was a whore," and he has this plot that he's gonna kill the pimp that made his daughter a whore. And he tells our main character that, you know, the day before he dies, the pimp is going to die, and the day after he dies, he's going to help our main character. And we're kind of like, well, how the fuck are you going to help him if you're dead? But sure as shit, this pimp gets killed, and I think it's so cool because the father of the whore, he basically tells our main character what happened. He's like, you know, I had a dream where I wrote my name in his chest and I slit his throat. And then the next day, when the father of the whore is dead, our main guy gets a letter in the mail, which is a newspaper article describing how this pimp was murdered. And it's right down to a T how the guy said it was going to go down. So now the father of the whore is using like astral projection or some type of weird, mysterious voodoo. It's hard to describe in this movie because it involves an amulet. It involves sort of astral projection. It's very kind of out there, and I love that our guy is released from prison because, you know, he was wrongfully there in the first place. So that's put out there, and the reason why he was in prison was because you know, his mother was real sick, and the doctor wasn't going to operate on her, and you know, the guy was seen at the doctor's office, and then he takes off, and then when he comes back, the guy's dead, and he gets the blame for it. So now that he's out free, cleared of all of his you know, charges, he kind of goes about his everyday life. But with his everyday life, he takes with him this container that involves this amulet and a couple of, like, a little book and stuff like that he got from the whore's father, and he's using this to make himself astral project, and he uses this crazy mystical power to take out his revenge on all the people that did him wrong, that got him here in the first place. So, i.e., the doctor, the lawyer, the nurse that was supposed to take care of his mom. Apparently, he didn't find out his mother died until 6 months after the fact. So, and it's because, like, the nurse didn't go there for like days and days at a time. It's this whole thing, and even the butcher in this movie gets fucking butchered. And I don't even really think the only thing that he did wrong was sell expensive meat. And real quick, the butcher's actually played by, I believe the actor's name is Neville Brand, who was in the movie Eaten Alive, directed by Tobe Hooper, which is a great film in itself. I believe Arrow Video. I think the copy I have is put out by Arrow Video. I would never be able to find it right now because this is, as you guys know, this is a fucking nightmare behind me. No organization at all. It makes me puke looking at this every day, but, you know, I need to get on that and actually sort this shit out. But there's a sort of a subplot, or not really a subplot, but there's this cop, and he's kind of trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I actually really like that actor. I don't know what his name was, but I would love to see him in other features. Had a really good time with this movie. I couldn't believe that it just sat on my shelf for all this time. As a matter of fact, I think probably the reason I bought this is because this guy right here, he kind of looks like John Saxon, and that's probably what made me buy it. But really awesome stuff. This is the type of movie you could throw on and just enjoy from head to tail. Because, you know, I know this, that a lot of movies out there, man, they take, you know, sometimes it's like 70% of it's awesome, then that 30% just really brings it down. But this movie is like almost the whole way. I was like glued to the screen. I paused it once, which is an amazing thing, being able to pause movies. I was listening to a podcast recently, and these guys were saying like how, you know, everyone wants to be in the theater and stuff, but how awesome is it that you can, like, if you've got to take a leak, or you got to take a shit, or you got to get a fucking drink, you can go get it, pause your film without missing a second of the movie. You can even back it up a minute or two and get yourself right back into where you were, which I love. But yeah, just basically no breaks with this movie. It's all good. I don't really know what movie would go good with this. I can think of a lot, but I would probably pair this with a movie like it's kind of too hard to say. I don't want to go there right now because I'm probably fucking later on I'll think of something more better or something better to say. So yeah, man. But with that being said, I want to talk about something else real quick that I thought was awesome as well. So again, Psychic Killer. I purchased this from Odyssey Records quite a few months ago, probably right before the last lockdown either ended or started or some shit like that. I actually got this via curbside pickup, and that's 3 from Hell. And I talked about how I was excited to watch this documentary To Hell and Back, the making of 3 from Hell. Excuse me. So I watched this today, and it's fucking fantastic. It's a great documentary about the making of it. Not only does it go into the making of the film, but it goes into like every aspect, like everything from set design to that like silly comic book that's in the film. And like when there was a segment about that comic, there's probably like 3 or 4 minutes dedicated to it. I was so blown away because it's such like a minuscule little thing. And throughout this documentary, you see how really hands-on Rob Zombie is throughout the whole movie. Like every type of thing, like he's moving shit around, he's fucking checking on stuff, he's building or he's creating costumes and designing the masks that the Satan guys wear, and it's really good. So the only other thing off this movie I have yet to watch is the audio commentary with writer-director Rob Zombie, which I'm excited to check out. And I was also really blown away to see that like this movie was drastically changed multiple times because of the health conditions of Sid Haig. And you know, we all miss Sid Haig, and this movie would be completely different without Sid Haig. Or excuse me, it would be completely different if Sid Haig had been, you know, able to perform in the movie. It's very sad that he passed away I think it was right before this movie was put out. So that's, you know, rest in peace to Sid Haig. I met the guy. He was a fucking nice dude. Like me and my buddy, we met him, thought he was awesome. It was a great time, but yeah, I'd love to know what was going to happen in this film had Sid Haig been in it. So we're lucky to get what we did get in it. And I did like, the actor's name is Richard Brake, who's also in the movie Hannibal Rising, which I watched recently. But I think he does a great job in this. He's a great addition. He fits right in. And it's cool to see, you know, like, I think it was Rob Zombie that was saying, like, you know, you got Sherry Moon and you got Bill Moseley. They're both super comfortable with each other. Then you got this other guy kind of thrown into the mix, and it's like, you know, like it's like one of those merry-go-rounds. Like, when am I going to jump in? When am I going to jump in? And like, it's cool that everything went the way it did. So, highly recommend checking out that documentary and the film and the other films in this franchise or trilogy. So, super stoked that Rob Zombie's going to be doing a take on the Munsters. I never really watched the Munsters growing up or anything like that. I mean, I'd seen a few episodes, but it was more of it was a show that my dad would watch. I was more of a Gilligan's Island kind of guy, you know, that type of shit. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And with that being said, adios.